Hello and welcome to this video series on Star Atlas. This is Sage, the Star Atlas Golden Era game manual. Now this is pre-alpha and this was drafted in December 2022. So we're going to go through all of these sections from the table of contents in subsequent videos, and you'll be able to see that in this playlist here on YouTube. For now, in this video today, we're going to get started and talk about the roadmap. This is for those of you that either don't want to read this, haven't got the time or the interest to read this, but still want to listen or get the information. So we're going to talk through all of the things that are currently live, going to be live. Please bear in mind that this is subject to change. So let's start with the roadmap. The features in this manual address the pre-alpha launch, unless otherwise denoted with a version. All information in this manual is subject to change. Sage is a work in progress and still being designed, built, iterated on, and balanced. Okay, so first there's the tech demo. Web optimized ship models with metadata and metrics, faction security zones, 5-star systems per faction, star-based construction, tier 0 to tier 1, localized cargo management, planetary resource extraction, fleet formation, disbanding, spawning, and management, faction central space stations, 1 per faction, Starpath network, R20, R4 crafting, galactic map with 51 star systems, tier 1 to 5 star bases, docking and undocking, asteroid belt resource extraction, and starbase crafting. So let's just have a look at the tech demo, because that is currently where we are with Sage Labs. Sage Labs is the tech demo. So what do we have so far? Web optimized ship models with metadata and metrics. Well, we do have the metadata. I guess they are web optimized ship models. You can go and see them in Unreal Engine and you can check them out in the hangar. But in terms of the labs version that we're playing, they're just text on screens. Faction security zones, 5-star systems per faction. We have that currently with the central space station, and then we have the factions 2, 3, 4, and 5 before we go out into the medium risk zone. So that is currently live. Star-based construction, tier 0 to tier 1. That is not live yet. Localized cargo management. Well, we do have that. Every starbase has its own version of cargo, and logistics do play a big part in labs right now, moving things from one starbase to another. Planetary resource extraction. Well, this doesn't exist yet. This is going to come, I believe, from buildings in the near future. But because we don't have the starbase construction yet, we don't have the ability to set out the mining rigs and the power stations, so we don't have the planetary resource extraction in the game as of this video. Fleet formation, disbanding, spawning, and management. Well, we have that. We can form a fleet, we can disband that fleet, and we can do that currently in labs. So that is working. Faction central space station, 1 per faction. That is live, that is working. Each faction has their own CSS. It is where you start and it is also where you will exit. It is where you can import and export to and from your wallet, and it is where the top tier crafting currently happens. Starpath network. I don't believe this is live yet. We don't have this in the game yet. R20. We don't have all of the R20. We currently have R9. So we actually have 9 of the 20 that are going to be available. R4 crafting. This is live. We have this. This currently works. Galactic map with 51 star systems. We have this. It is a static view of the map, text-based, but we have it and it works. And we're able to interact with it and navigate to the different star systems. Tier 1 to 5 star bases. They are not yet available in the game. Docking and undocking. Well, this is live. We need this to be able to arrive at and leave the different space stations. It's how we interact with our localized cargo management. It's also how we get involved with things like crafting, refueling, and things like that. So that does work. Asteroid belt resource extraction. This is live. We've been using this now for about 2 weeks and the economy is working. We're seeing this now. So crafting is actually working right now, which is the last one, star-based crafting. And as a result of that, people are able to extract 9 of the R20 through the asteroid belts throughout the system, and that is allowing them to be able to craft in their starbase. So you can craft most of the tiers in any of the starbases, but you can only craft SDUs in the centralized or the central space station. So this is a tech demo as it currently works. So the primary purpose of the tech demo launch is for the ATMTA engineering team to test, augment and validate the technology of Sage on DevNet. Building a 3D web game with fully on-chain hosting of game state and logic comes with certain engineering complexities. Streaming the real-time blockchain data to the game front end at scale with thousands of players is a unique and novel engineering challenge. Consequently, we have to make sure that the infrastructure is as persistent, secure, fast, and stable as possible. So let's look into the pre-alpha now in terms of the roadmap. The medium risk zones, the ship loaner system, PvE combat, jettisons and looting, the home star system, respawning, the dark space sectors, the non-star path warping, PvP dark space combat, starbase destruction, SOS, placeholders until distress signals and P2P are enabled, council rank, impulse movement, PvP structural combat, Sage character, and a CSS land bundle utility. Now, pre-alpha at the moment, we believe, is what is known as star-based, and this is going to be the next version. Labs is the current version, which we just spoke about, the tech demo, this is Labs, and pre-alpha, we're expecting to be star-based somewhere around the end of 2023. We will invite the Star Atlas community and ecosystem partners for pre-alpha playtesting of a limited gameplay feature set. The goal of pre-alpha releases on DevNet is to identify game design, technical or other issues and improve the experience based on player feedback. After several rounds of optimizing the core level features of Sage, we will deploy the programs to mainnet. In the testing phase, we will be adding features and gameplay gradually. As new systems are introduced for testing, Sage pre-alpha on day 1 will not be the same as Sage pre-alpha on week 5. The decision to deploy on mainnet depends on the level of robustness and safety of the core game experience and economic levers. ATMTA cannot accurately estimate the exact scope required for mainnet launch until playtesting occurs. For example, Sage could go live with several pre-alpha features, or we may choose to wait until we are ready to launch with V0 Plus features. Feedback and participation from the community will help guide the decision on launching a minimal, lovable product. Okay, V0 P2P economy. This is LP store and rewards, seasonal ship skins, player-to-player refuel, P2P rescue, PvE open space combat, localized markets, player-generated distress signals, P2P freight, data runner and scanners, faction fleet sunset, which means removing faction fleet from what is currently available as a staking system and everything being live in-game, P2P cargo transfer, P2P repair, skill perks, and the Sage showroom integration. The showroom integration is the Unreal Engine 5 integration. This release will be the alpha release of Sage. So no longer the pre-alpha, we will now be in alpha. This is where the P2P in-game economy will be activated. A significant number of features in this rollout will enable a truly player-driven economy with player-to-player actions. We will also be opening up the LP store to reward players for their contributions to their factions. LP stands for loyalty points. And then we go into V1, which is land-based. Claim stakes utility. Land claim building progression. Terrestrial operations, land economics, and territorial ownership of land claims. This release will focus on activating the land economy in Sage. This will be the first release where claim stakes can be used to secure a plot of land on planets. Players will engage in construction, upgrading, maintenance, and defense of terrestrial assets. Please reference the appendix for more details. We'll do that later. We then launch into V2, which is careers. The loyalty point store expansion for additional rewards, Ecos, which is PvE, the galactic map expansion, mission systems, which is NPC generated quests, the combat license, the rescue license, the salvage or tow license, faction DAOs, components mod license airdrops, NPC headshot portraits, ship customization, combat upgrades and damage types, career skill trees, freight license, refuel license, data running license, bounty system, asteroids, wreckage and escape pods, ship configuration including SFT to NFT migration, dark sector random events, faction reputation, racing license, repair license, bounty hunting license, and access and permits. This release will be focused on career specialization through the career licenses. Whether you want to specialize in bounty hunting, becoming a space trucker via the freighting career, or start a DAC of fuel rats, this release will satisfy all of those needs. V3, crew and space stations. Space stations and decks, world events, module crafting, university crew minting, ship-to-ground combat, P2P space station services, territorial ownership of space stations, terrestrial assets, player-owned space stations, mod crafting, crew pets system, jump points, space station markets, crew airdrops, crew as in races, component crafting, charge crafting, ship to station combat, research and crafting progression, and regional and sectorial DAOs. V3 will focus heavily on crew and activities in space stations. Crew members will be individualized to have their own levels, aspirations, and traits. Crew synergies can manifest aboard your ship with proper planning. Been wondering where to call home? Don't have a hab on a central space station? Perhaps a player-owned space station is going to be right for you. This release will expand upon space stations to allow you to add on new deck extensions such as the shipyard, university, retail, and hangar. V4, high risk zone and endgame. The high risk zone, the TUFA, which is PvE, area bosses and raids, territorial ownership of systems and megastructures, deep space exploration, ship destruction, megastructures, ship crafting, insurance, terraforming, stealth and scanning, megastructure expansion, political endgame, and deep space. We know many of you have an appetite for high risk, high reward. The high risk zone boundaries will finally open up. Permanent asset destruction is possible, but the most exotic resources and the darkest of mysteries are still left to be uncovered. We are also going to be adding area bosses, raids, and an entire political career path as part of the end game grind. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything to do with the roadmap. So for this video, that's everything covered. We are currently in the tech demo right now. We're looking and hoping to see the pre-alpha at the end of this year. We'll have to wait and see how things roll out, but so far the tech demo is smooth. Not all of the tech demo is live, but so far everything that we believe we are getting is live. It is working, and the community feedback overall so far has been overwhelmingly positive. We have seen incredible results as a result of both the Solana network and the development team in Star Atlas in being able to launch this tech demo, and also from the community, content creators, guilds, members, and everybody who is involved in testing to make sure this works, in building a real player-to-player economy. And that is live and working right now. I'll post the link in the description to this video so you can go and check it out if you want to. Or please check out the other videos in this playlist where we will go through the rest of the contents of this manual.